You're talking to someone who jumps off the rings for a living, flies
Not
too.
100 feet, though. That's too high for me. I'm afraid of heights, too.
No,
Fuck yeah.
no, you're not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm claustrophobic, and I wear a mask, and I'm afraid of heights. Yeah.
The two things you do for a living.
I think that just happened over time because I wasn't like that.
Okay.
Over time, I became claustrophobic. Every now and then, when I would fly out, as soon as that door plane closed, I would start hyperventilating. I'm like, wow. I'm good. And a couple times in the ring wearing a mask. So my mask used to be all covered up. The one that I used to wrestle now has the back part open. So from the back of my skull, my hairline, all the way back, it's open. And it's open from the mouth. But before, this is a zip-up tie. The ones that we used to use back in the day, old school, it was like a shoelace. So you'd have to tie it. And again, there was a piece here that covered the top of my lip. And it would go all around, kind of like the Santo mask that you just saw right now. Yeah. But over time, it was just like, I need to breathe. And I started adjusting my mask so I could feel more comfortable in the ring.
That's crazy. Because there was a point in WCW where you were no mask, right?
No mask, yeah.
Yeah. Do you miss that freedom?
It was actually very weird for me because my whole life I'd been wrestling with the mask. So to know that I'm going into a match and I already know the decision, I'm going to have to lose the mask that night, which we fought for a long time, trying to convince them not to make me lose the mask. But that was, at the end of the day, that was their decision and they wanted me to lose it. So it felt kind of weird at first. I felt like naked. Like to a certain degree, putting on the mask gives me a different identity. But for that period of time, it felt kind of awkward at first. But I kind of found my mold and I started to adjust and felt comfortable after a couple months. That's shortly after is when WCW closed down and I came back, or I signed with WWE and they were like, "We want you to come back with the mask." All right, I'm all in.
So it was hard for you to fight them on it to make it.
Oh yes, yeah. Eric Bischoff at the time was the president. So yeah, we were just trying to explain the history behind the mask and the meaning and how the mask is a huge attraction for the kids. You know, superhero vibe.
Did they tell you their reasoning behind them wanting?
They just thought that I wasn't a bad looking guy, that I would do good without a mask. Again, here in wrestling in the U.S., it's all about the face. This is what sells, you know. So they thought I could be a good representation of a baby face, a good guy, and but I thought the opposite. I thought no, the mask is what, and they really didn't brand the mask the way they should have or they could have. But sure enough, that came right after. Once I signed with WWE, they put those masks all over the place. And because of that, you know, it's one of the most iconic masks around the world.
So how did your relationship change with the fans once you started wrestling with the mask off? It
was weird in Mexico. Because in Mexico, when you lose the mask, they don't want to see you with the mask again. Especially a lot of wrestlers, when they lose it in Mexico, they'll come back maybe a year later under a different name, different character. And they don't know who it is. But for me to have lost my mask and then go back with the same identity, same design, same everything, they were kind of like, no, we don't like that, man. You already lost it. You can't wear it anymore. But over time, I just I won the crowd, and they're like, you know what? Respect. Respect, yeah.